All right, so here we are, lesson 2.2. This is Wednesday's notes. You should have started 2.1 on your own Monday or Tuesday, depending when you were not in school. So this is 2.2. So basically, we are going to be doing very, very similar things that we did to the chapter we just finished, except now we are going to be dealing with inequalities, greater than and less than signs. So basically, this sheet here just says that, whatever you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other, still holds true for inequalities. All right, so when we solve an inequality, you follow the same steps that you would if you were solving an equation, an equality. I have minus 6 on both sides, so I add 6. I get x. Symbol very important here. Bring it down, combine. I get negative 4. Now, the other part of your work is going to say graph the solution. So, just like you did Monday or Tuesday in section 2.1, I need to graph this. So, if you're on big ideas, make sure you select the correct dot and the correct direction. So, is this an open or closed circle? Well, this underline here tells me that I have a closed circle on negative 4. Which direction is this going? Again, we talked about this in 2.1. If the variable is on the left-hand side, whichever way this is pointing like an arrow, point that way, shade that way. There you go. That's how it goes. So, solve the equation like normal, determine if it's open or closed, and then determine which direction the arrow is going. So, let's do a couple more. Oops. So, step 1, solve the equation. Step 2, graph the equation. Open or closed circle. No underline, so I go to negative 7 and I put an open circle. No underline. Which direction is this headed? Pointing that direction, like an arrow. Notice this matches the end line, kind of a little hint, so I'm shading that direction. Number 3. So, the variable's on the right-hand side. We still solve like normal. 1 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 is 1/2. Now, when you get to this part, we don't like the variable on the right-hand side. I don't like the variable on the right-hand side. Maybe you want to try and juggle it in your head and graph backwards or something goofy. I strongly recommend you take this whole equation and turn it around, the whole thing. There's no mathematical, it's not required mathematically. It will help you with the final step, which is to graph your equation. Because now, here's 0, here's 1/2. I have an open circle, and I can shade the way the inequality points. That's a less than sign. I shade less than 1/2. It makes more sense, shade this way, than trying to graph it backwards. So if the variable ends up on the right, turn it around before you graph the equation, before you graph the inequality or the answer. So let's do one more. So again, I got a variable on the right-hand side. Subtract 1.4 from both sides. Negative 8 minus 1.4 is negative 9.4 is less than m. But I don't want to graph that. I want to take this and turn it around. M is greater than negative 9.4. Now, 0, negative 9.4. Open or closed? No line, open circle, pointing right, shading right. Turn it around to make it easier to understand the graph of the inequality. That's about enough of that. So some word problems we've talked about. Uses only 1,000 watts of electricity. Does this allow you to have both? No, sorry. That's really hard to read. I can't even read it sitting here. So, trying to click through here. All right, we're good. We talked about some of those key words when you're writing some of these. Is less than means the less than symbol. Is at least, is at most. Make sure you go back if you're confused on those and watch 2.1's video to get that stuff straightened out. And take care.